Today, we will explore the pivotal concept of buffer or stuffer, highlighting its role in preventing operational disruptions and maintaining efficient processes. Let's delve into the key reasons behind holding inventories and how they help in smoothing out our operations. Firstly, when we order in larger quantities, we can exploit economics of scale, secure quantity discounts, and satisfy minimum economic lot size. This is why we maintain a cycle or batch stock. Secondly, we have to deal with uncertainties like variable demands and lead times. Here, safety stock comes into play, acting as a buffer against unexpected demand surges or supply delays, ensuring a smooth and uninterrupted flow of operations. In instances where product demand fluctuates seasonally, it is crucial to maintain seasonal stock. This way, we can meet the increased demand during peak seasons without overstraining our production or supply chain. When dealing with variable and different processing rates for work in process, we implement decoupling. Holding additional inventory between stages of the production process can help smooth out the flow, ensuring that faster stages aren't idling, waiting for slower ones. Given that moving goods from one point to another takes time, we hold pipeline stock. This inventory ensures availability during transit, preventing potential stockouts. Finally, the opportunity to take advantage of special deals or anticipate price increases prompts speculation. By purchasing more inventory than immediately needed when conditions are favorable, we can protect against future price hikes or shortages. Each of these strategies underscores the essential role of inventory in balancing costs and benefits, managing risks, and ensuring the smooth functioning of our operations. Let's consider an example of a ski rental process with no variability. In this scenario, we have a steady influx of customers, arriving at a rate of 5 per minute, all eager to rent skis or snowboards. Our process is divided into 3 distinct tasks. First, forms and pay, where customers fill out the necessary paperwork and make their payment. Second, boots, where customers are provided with boots and they try them on to ensure a good fit. Third, skis and boards, where customers are given the skis or snowboards. The critical point here is that each of these tasks can handle exactly 5 customers per minute, matching perfectly with our customer arrival rate. This makes our process highly efficient and balanced. Moreover, we have buffer capacities in place. Each task can accommodate up to 50 customers in each buffer, creating a smooth flow and preventing any holdups due to momentary spikes in demand. With this setup, we maintain a well-balanced process with the capacity perfectly aligned with our demand rate, managing to process 5 customers per minute efficiently. Let's explore another variant of our ski rental process. This time, all 3 stages, forms and pay, boots, and skis and boards, have restricted buffers. we can only accommodate a maximum of 6 customers waiting at each of these stages. Moreover, we face the same challenges at the forms and pay stage. If a customer arrives and the waiting area is full, we are in the unfortunate position of having to turn them away. So, what does this mean for our process capacity? Our capacity is now a balancing act between the constant rate of incoming customers and the limitations posed by the buffer sizes at each stage. We need to manage our process flow to prevent bottlenecks and, importantly, to prevent customers from being turned away at the entrance. Our challenge now is to determine the maximum throughput we can achieve under these new constraints. This scenario underscores the importance of careful buffer management to ensure our operations run as smoothly and efficiently as possible, while maintaining a positive customer experience. Let's add another layer of complexity to our ski rental process. In this scenario, not only do we have restricted buffers, but we also introduce variability in the output of each task. Now, each task, forms and pay, boots and skis and boards, can serve 4, 5, or 6 customers per minute, with each possibility being equally likely. As a result, the average capacity for each station remains 5 customers per minute. However, this variability adds a significant challenge to our process management. Given the variability in task processing, we may now encounter situations where a task can be starved, indicating that it lacks the inventory, or in this case, customers to serve. Conversely, a task can be blocked where it has no place to put its inventory, or in other words, a situation where it cannot serve more customers due to the limited buffer space. So, how does this impact our process capacity? We must now manage not only the physical constraints of our buffers, but also the uncertainty in our process flow. These new elements underscore the critical role of strategic buffer management and flexible process design in maintaining an efficient operation. Let's now examine a practical case to understand the concept of blocking and starving in the context of orange juice production. We have 3 main steps in this process: extraction, filtering, and bottling. Our extraction and bottling tasks don't require setup time, while the filtering process involves a setup time of 30 minutes. When we look at the maximum flow rate, extraction is at 80 barrels per hour, filtering is at 100 barrels per hour, and bottling is at 120 barrels per hour. With this rate, the respective capacities of our tasks becomes 80 barrels per hour for extraction, 88.9 for filtering, and 120 for bottling. A unique aspect of our process is the absence of inventory between the tasks, meaning we do not have buffers in our process. Additionally, every 4 hours, the filtering process has to halt for 30 minutes before we can resume production. It is essential to remember that these capacities are calculated assuming that each step can work independently. For example, the filtering capacity is calculated as 4 hours of operation at 100 barrels per hour divided by the total time for a full cycle, setup plus operation, which gives us an average of 88.9 barrels per hour. This case gives us an opportunity to explore how we manage operations without buffers, and how setup times and production halts can impact the capacity of a process. Now, let's focus on identifying the process capacity in the context of our orange juice production. One might quickly conclude that extraction is the bottleneck here due to its lowest capacity compared to the other tasks. Therefore, it can be assumed that the maximum flow rate through the entire process will be dictated by this bottleneck, implying a rate of 80 barrels per hour, right? Continuing our analysis, we come across an intriguing aspect of our orange juice production process, and this involves blocking. With no room for inventory between extraction and filtering, extraction has to halt operations for 30 minutes each time filtering is idle. Why is this significant? Well, let's consider the implications. The process churns out 320 barrels every 4.5 hours, bringing its capacity to approximately 71 barrels per hour, lower than the perceived 80 barrels per hour. So, where does this leave us? We are now aware that if we permitted inventory to exist between extraction and filtering, extraction would operate consistently, enhancing our process productivity to 80 barrels per hour. What's the takeaway here? It is simple. By introducing inventory into the process, we prevent the blocking of the bottleneck, thereby improving overall efficiency and output.